overtime loss against Nashville. Dallas lost in St. Louis tonight. Both teams are in downtown Dallas, Texas, the American Airlines Center for the Stars and the Hawks in a divisional affair. Blackhawks hockey is brought to you by Xfinity. Good evening and welcome to Chicago Blackhawks hockey. Alongside Kaylee Chelios, who's sitting in for Eddie Olczyk. Hi, Kaylee.
Hi, Ralphie. I'm honored to be in the booth with you tonight.
Tremendous to be here, too. I'm sitting in for Pat Foley. Thank you, Pat Foley. We're excited to get going here tonight, and we are 1/3 into the season, Kaylee. That means we should sort of take stock of things and look at it, and this is one crazy year. Let's talk playoffs. Chicago Blackhawks are stalking the leaders. They got a guy right above them they want to catch.
Absolutely. The Dallas Stars, there's 3 points that separates the Stars, Ralph, and they're going to play them today, and because of the postponement to the Florida Panthers, they're going to play them one more time before the Christmas break. So anything can happen right now. And we just saw the Dallas Stars went on a 7-game win streak, and then within a week and a half, they've lost 5 straight and are now at the bottom of the Central Division. So the Hawks really can't look at the uphill battle they have right now and look at the standings too much. It's got to be a mental focus on one game at a time, chip away, and if they keep playing the way they have under Derek King, 10-6-1, they're going to put themselves in a good situation come playoffs.
And players have been coming in and out of the lineup all over the league in the National Hockey League, and here in Chicago it's no different. But boy, are the Hawks glad to have Mackenzie Entwistle out.
You wouldn't know that Mackenzie Entwistle missed 14 games, Ralph, the way he came in and played with so much energy, so much tenacity. And Derek King said it, he does all the little things right. He got a goal in his very first game back against the Washington Capitals, right on top of the crease there. That's where all 3 of his goals this season have come from. He just works hard here on the forecheck, goes to work along the boards, gets the loose puck and feeds Kirby Dach for a perfect shot from a bad angle. And you know, he's one of those players that Derek King had said to, he's going to be a part of the next wave of young players to come through the Hawks organization. He's going to be a key part of that.
When we say next wave, usually we're talking about the defensemen. Well, we can here with the Blackhawks because Derek King's getting a lot from that back wave.
Yeah, King wants his defensemen to be aggressive. He wants them to activate through the neutral zone. We see Seth Jones do it so well, probably the best on this team, and that's been a huge part of the Hawks' success as of late. But they have to continue to do that, especially against the Dallas Stars, and it gives the forwards all kinds of time and space when the defense join the rush, push back the opponent's defenseman into their own net. Then they get a chance to make plays. Even Derek King said if they don't touch the puck, they're still creating space. Jake McCabe walking the line right there, just puts it on net, and it gets in the back of the net. It's a great job by him. Gustafson, same thing. He's at the blue line. He puts it in the back of the net. And you just got to chip away and do the little things if you're the defenseman right now for the Hawks.
Offense from the back end has been the Dallas Stars' calling card for a long time. However, challenge this year would be an understatement. They're not getting the production they usually get.
No, they're not. I mean, they have big, strong puck-moving defensemen. We've seen that in the last few years from them. But like you said, I think Rick Bowness would like to see a lot more from them. Only Miro Heiskanen is in the top 30 as far as point producers among blue liners for the Dallas Stars, and you can't take them lightly tonight. I mean, Derek King said it, you got to be on top of these defensemen from the start. You got to make them feel uncomfortable. You got to put pressure on them. You got to close those gaps, and you have to make it feel like there's 6 players on the ice at all times to slow them down, Ralph.
Hawks want to jump on it tonight, and guess who's back in town? Well, Popeye Jones's boys. 27-year-old Seth Jones on the back end. 24-year-old, his brother, Caleb Jones, will join him tonight, too. Hawks, Stars, tonight from downtown Dallas. We're dropping the puck next. American Airlines Center, downtown Dallas, Texas. The Chicago Blackhawks and the Dallas Stars, first of 3 meetings. The other 2 will be in the Windy City. Time for our 4 starting goaltenders. It is the 3rd December appearance for the 26-year-old Finn, Kevin Lankinen. 2020 AHL All-Star is looking for his 3rd win this season. The other end of the ice for the Dallas Stars, big 6'5", 220, Jake Ottinger's 23rd birthday today. The Lakeville, Minnesota native is money at home. All 5 of his wins have been recorded here in Dallas. Ralph Strangis, Kaylee Chelios, that's Derek King. He's like a good start tonight.
He would. It was great talking to him this morning a little bit. He said he gave the team his pre-scout, and he wants them to be on top of him from puck drop, Ralph.
That's puck drop, Glendening against Strome.
And the first period is brought to you by Toyota.
We'll pick it up. Esa Lindell going back of his net, swinging it up the far side. Radek Fox up. For the Stars up ahead off Glendening's stick. Michael Roffel is the left winger on the line. It's DeBrincat back to get it. He'll guide it on to Seth Jones. Jones to Kane up at center ice. It's Strome and Kane and DeBrincat trying to forge through center. Chipped ahead. Glendening skipping it in, and Lankinen out toward the line. Foxer rams it around behind. Pavelski off the change going after it. Recently joining the 400-goal club. He overskates this one. At center, it's Kane. Rolling it in on edge. And in the corner of battle, Klingberg trying to take it away. He gets some support there from his partner, Ryan Suter, longtime Minnesota Wild player, bought out and then signed here over the summer. Jonathan Taves lost it. Pavelski going after it, and Lankinen shuts it down.
Well, nice job by Seth Jones back in Texas and already activating on the rush like we talked about in the open, Ralph. A great job here at getting in on the forecheck, trying to create offense on Klingberg right here. They want to continue to do that throughout the night. Seth Jones is one of the best in the National Hockey League. That's why he was one of the most sought-after free agents among defensemen in the offseason.
Team leading 20 assists. 1 point behind Kane with 23. Robertson shot it wide. This is the big line for Dallas. One of the best lines in the league. Ropa Hintz in the middle with Jason Robertson and Joe Pavelski. Trying to look for a pass at his line from Hintz, who was wiped out there by Entwistle. Puck goes around the net. And it's Klingberg, 29-year-old Swede. Touch pass, here comes Hintz into the zone. Drops for Pavelski. Robertson following up, tucks it around behind the net. Stars would like to change here. They go out to the line for Suter, throwing it toward the goal, blocked in front. Kick to the line, Klingberg delays. Handing off to Ben off the bench, a shot that's blocked in front. Stillman from the left of his own net, and the Hawks will clear it out to center ice.
Well, that top line, Rope, Hintz, and Robertson, as well as Joe Pavelski, they've been one of the top lines for Dallas all season long, and Robertson scoring the lone goal for the Stars last night against St. Louis. And Rick Bowness has said he wants to see a lot more from his top guys. It can't just be that top line producing for them right now, and they've only scored 2 goals in their last 2 games. One of them coming on the power play.
Yeah, they've lost 5 straight. First time since January 2017 that they've done that. They've had a big influenza bug running through the club, non-COVID related. In fact, the Stars have not had a positive COVID test come back this year. They had a false positive early, young Yanni Hakanpää. But on review, it wasn't. Off the tie-up, Sagan out to the line. Dallas has the puck. Early shot, tipped up over the top of the net. And out to center it goes. 6'6". Yanni Hakanpää from Kirkkonummi, Finland. He goes back after the puck. And he'll set up back of his net.
He's a big boy, Ralphie.
Oh, is he?
Kind of got the size and strength, Rick Bowness said, of Alexiak. And they didn't really know what they were getting in him, but he missed training camp, and they've been pretty impressed by what they've seen from him this season.
Sized up to DeBrincat, took it away. 6'6", 225. Around the board, Sagan with a pass into the middle of the ice. Hakanpää to bend at center. They tuck it down the wall. Shots are 3-0 Dallas. Lankinen with a pass ahead. Oh, here comes Connolly. Good move. Into the corner for Carpenter. Carpenter, Connolly, and that's Josiah Slavin. To the line, shot off Ottinger. Goes to the corner. Tuft unable to clear it for the Stars. Carpenter repossessing, centering for the Hawks. Alexander Radulov has had a miserable year and a big check here. Connolly was standing there and he took down Tanner Kero, and this is real trouble for Kero.
They're going to get the medical staff, I think, for the Stars out here pretty quickly. The trainer out there, the players are signaling right now to get somebody on the ice, and here he comes.
It's Dave Zeiss, Stars head athletic trainer, attending to him now, and they're getting supplemental medical help here. This is a grim situation here for Tanner Kero, 29-year-old Michigan native, playing in his 12th game.
Tanner Kero, he's actually a former Blackhawk. He signed as a free agent with the Stars in 2019, but he played for the Hawks in Rockford in 2015.
Yeah, a major penalty has been assessed, and they are going to go to review here. They're bringing out the board for Tanner Kero, and here's the look, Kaylee.
Yeah, I mean, this is an unfortunate situation. This is the first time I'm going to be seeing it, but very unsuspecting. Obviously, Connolly, I think, thinks he's going to play the puck along the wall and goes for the hit. And, you know, we saw, unfortunately, Jujhar Khaira, not quite the same situation, but unsuspecting in the defensive zone, heads down, waiting for the puck. And, you know, unfortunate circumstances. Obviously very scary right now to see that.
.58 remaining in the first period. The game is just underway, and Brett Connolly delivered a hit along the boards for which he has already been assessed a 5-minute major. And all thoughts right now are with Tanner Kero and the Dallas Stars, as he went down in a heap. All the Blackhawks on bended knee out at center ice. The Dallas Stars players are huddled around Kero.
Yeah, it's eerily silent in the arena right now.
And as Kaylee mentioned, a similar play with Jujhar Khaira when Jacob Trouba lined him up, and no penalty was called on the Trouba hit.
Yeah, that one, I think my dad said it when I talked to him after the game, kind of an unnecessary forearm shimmer is the way he said it. This one, I think Brett Connolly immediately, you could tell he felt bad, obviously, about what had happened, but it's hard to see until we look at another replay of it. I think maybe after the game, exactly where he made contact, and we just hope he's okay right now, Tanner Kero.
Kero is an undrafted free agent. He was signed July 1st, 2019. Recalled from Texas on November 21st. He's played 11 games this season, his 123rd in the NHL, and this is a very difficult situation.
Both teams at this point on the ice. Every Hawks player pretty much on a knee. Hope for the best.
The Stars are basically draping the prone Kero from spectators and others. They're surrounding their teammate. This is a very slow and deliberate move for Kero. Onto the gurney. All Chicago Blackhawks players understand, as all hockey players do, when something like this happens, how devastating it is. No one wants to see this.
No, this is one of the harder parts of the game, and right now I'm sure this is going to play a huge factor in the rest of this game and the way the Dallas Stars are going to continue to play, and hopefully we see a little bit of motion from Tanner Kero when he exits the ice. Just a positive sign, hopefully, to reassure his teammates and the fans in the building that he's going to be okay. It's always what you look for as they get taken off the ice.
I worked a game in this building many years ago when Rich Peverly suffered a cardiac incident. After a long delay, the resolution there was terrific. We're all hoping Tanner Kero, who is now being guided off the ice, also has a very positive prognosis, and we'll get you information as soon as we can. Hawks players at center. Gustafsson came in, gave him a tap. Connolly reaching in.
We talked about Jujhar Khaira, and kind of similar instance right here for Kero. And Connolly exiting the ice right now, assessed a major, but similar. And when they got hit, it was immediate that they were knocked out. Arms kind of curled up, and it's just a scary sight. So there goes Connolly back to the locker room.
So it's 5-minute major for interference. They can do that. And a game misconduct will be reviewed, obviously, by the National Hockey League. And Connolly looked devastated as he was being guided off the ice. He went and gave a tap to Carroll, and then the linesman stayed with him and escorted, and he looked devastated about the hit.
I think right away Connolly realized what happened, and he was frustrated and knew that he was going to need help, and you could see that just based on his reaction and his body language. You know, he wanted to make the hit, but he knew right away he completely got him off guard. It wasn't malicious or intentional, I don't think, by Connolly in his second game now since being called up from Rockford, but just an unfortunate situation and end result.
And so now we have to go back to play hockey, and it will be a 5-minute major. The Stars will stay on the power play as long as they continue to score for the entirety of the 5 minutes. Dominic Kubalik will serve the major. And a face-off now to Lankinen's right. Off the draw, the Hawks win it. McCabe sends it all the way down the boards and down the ice. Power play for the Dallas Stars. Well, they're mid-pack, but they've hit in only 2 of their last 9 games. They're 0 for 10 over their last 4. They've lost 5 in a row, remember. So they'll like to cash in here, and this is just a pall cast over this arena now as the teams go back to work.
Joel Pavelski, he's one of their leaders on the power play here, and they have a top 5 power play for a reason. He's a big reason for that. Just goes to work, goes to the dirty areas, and collects most of his goals right on top of the goal crease where he normally does. Hintz
covering at the left point, passes it off Pavelski, and Carpenter guiding it down. Hawks penalty killing, well, better on the road than at home, and a focus for Derek King is to keep plugging away with this group. Guryanov taking the pass from Klingberg, and he'll work it around the boards. That's Jamie Benn. Sagan back of the net. Around the boards to Miro Heiskanen, the magician. Across to Suter to Benn in the right circle. Guryanov's in front. Here's Sagan, a shot. One-timer blocked. It's Murphy. Tied up along the boards, slung out by Doc, and going to get it is Suter. 3:40 remaining in the major. Still scoreless. Guryanov with a pass across the ice. Benn settling with his stick off the skate. Suter at the right point. Sagan sweeping through in front, and Suter fumbled the puck. Stars will reorganize at center.
Great job by Kirby Doc clearing it on that last penalty kill, or excuse me, during the penalty kill. And Derek King talked about he wanted to be more reliable away from the puck, and I think he's done a great job of that, especially in the last few games. It's been noticeable, and he's being trusted to play in all situations, including on the PK, the power play, and in the final minutes of the game.
2 minutes into the 5-minute major, Suter will pick it up. Left wing pass to Hintz. Here he comes. Down the wall. Centering feed. Poked by Hagel up ahead, and Carpenter stabs it out and back into the Dallas zone. Klingberg with the turn. Everybody trying to shake it back into hockey mode here as Pavelski threw it in front. Scores! That one went off Seth Jones, and Pavelski puts the Stars on top. 1-0.
Well, I just talked about Pavelski being one of their most dangerous players on the power play, but unlike where he usually scores it right on top of the goal crease, this one came on the rush and just takes an unfortunate bounce off the skate of Seth Jones as the Hawks were coming back fast the other way. Great job by the Stars moving the puck east-west, and he's just trying to put it on net to see if he can get a rebound there for Roope Hintz, and instead Seth Jones has his skate going that way and takes a bad bounce in the back of the net on Lankinen.
And so for Pavelski, it's his 10th goal of the season. It comes on the power play. Little Joe, as they used to call him in San Jose, one of 8 active players with over 400 goals. He stuck the milestone on November 26th against the Avs, and the Stars stay on the power play. Out to the line, it's Klingberg taking what's given. To Radulov, left circle. On top to Pavelski, who moved over. Now to Klingberg, holding it. Pavelski, a shot. That's blocked in front by Murphy. Goes back out to the line, Pavelski all the way over. Robertson a shot, save off Lankinen, and rebound Hintz on the backhand over the top of the net. 2:10 remaining on the power play, centering feed. Robertson now to Radulov. Nifty footwork to shoot it. Stillman gives Lankinen and his penalty killing unit a break.
This has been some good puck movement by the Dallas Stars, and Nice job, too, by the penalty kill for the Chicago Blackhawks, getting sticks and lanes, trying to maintain that tight square right there. Big shot block by Connor Murphy. Him, McCabe, Seth Jones are all in the top 20 for shot blocking. And that's his second one on this penalty kill. Great job by Murphy there.
Face off to Lankinen's left. 1-0 Dallas. And Tyler Seguin dispatched. Jamie Benn. Pair of captains now. Jonathan Taves off the tie-up. Loose puck. Gurianov. Heiskanen to Suter. Tyler Seguin with Ben standing right in front of Lankinen. Seguin all the way over into the corner. Gurianov to Heiskanen. Trying to shake the tail. Nothing doing, and a big play there by Taves.
Great play by Jonathan Taves. I think since getting the monkey off his back and scoring in Montreal, he's been so much better as of late, playing with some confidence. He's got a 14-point streak going and playing in all situations.
Another good play by Murphy as he got there, chipped that puck away and down. 1:22 remaining in the major penalty to Connolly. Single assist on the Pavelski power play goal. It's John Klingberg. Here's Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen on the give and go from Pavelski. Murphy chasing him around. Out to the line, Radulov. Looking, shooting, tip, save Lankinen. Rebound loose in front, and end whistle. Spun about. Stars recover. Here's Suter. Looking to Heiskanen, a shot. Lankinen sliding over. Makes the save on Heiskanen with 55 left on the man advantage. Shots 7-1.
The Blackhawks have teamed up with Fifth Third Arena, the practice home of the Blackhawks, to create a memorable pregame experience this December, including a tour of the Blackhawks locker room, pregame buffet, open skate, and guaranteed gate giveaway. Scan now to secure yours.
And that's the Jonathan Taves play, and I would imagine that also was a memorable experience as he made that play along the boards, Kaylee.
Oh, great defensive play by Jonathan Taves. Just a nice little lift of the stick. And he picks up the loose change and sends it down the ice to kill 30 seconds for the Hawks to regroup on the PK.
40 seconds remaining on the major. Hits in front, tip, score! Pavelski's got 2 on the power play, and they're making him pay.
Well, Pavelski is just money on top of the crease there. You have to stay tight on him, and unfortunately, the Hawks defense, I think it might have been Carpenter in front. He wasn't able to tie him up and get body positioning, so Pavelski had all the time in the world to put that one around Lankinen. But right here, great job by Pavelski going to the net, because the Hawks, they don't have numbers. They're still shorthanded. 38 more seconds left on the PK now. Nice job by Radulov, though, to move it down and across quickly, and just can't get into position there. It's Caleb Jones, actually, his brother, not Carpenter, who wasn't able to get back and tie up Pavelski on time on the rush.
Pavelski 2 in a row. Klingberg with the assist on the first goal. 1 minute, 8 seconds later. Make that 2 minutes, 8 seconds later. Kaylee, my calculator in my head doesn't work the way it used to.
It's okay. After 25 years here, Ralph, you're allowed to make a mathematical error here.
A mathematical error, yes. Yeah, let's do it. Half a minute remaining. Pavelski driving in again. Ran into Carpenter and Hagel. Lets him breathe a second. So this is power play number 3, how we track it on the major. 2 for 2 are the Stars. Radulov putting it over. Pavelski to Klingberg. He'll come straight away. Feeding it back to Radulov. Looking toward the front of the net. Spied there by Doc. Gave it to Klingberg. Dragging it away from Hagel. Hagel pushing him out to the line. Klingberg shooting. Hagel blocks it. Out of play. 3 seconds left, and DeBrincat's back on serving.
Hey, Hawks fans, Xfinity Mobile delivers fast, nationwide 5G included at no extra cost. Save on your wireless bill with Xfinity Mobile. Well, tough start for the Hawks here, having to kill off a 5-minute major. We hope the best for Tanner Caro, who was hit by Brett Connolly and escorted off the ice in a gurney by the medical staff, wishing him the best. But the Hawks now in a 2-goal hole, and still some time just ended on the penalty kill.
Puck shot all the way down the ice. DeBrincat's on. He was serving the Connolly major. Lindell for the Stars up to center ice. Jarring way to start any hockey game. And now the Hawks will try and claw their way back. DeBrincat right wing at center, too far for Kane. Lindell having trouble. Strome coming over two to challenge, and right on. So no icing. Lankinen moved it. Seth went around behind. Here's Kane.
We haven't seen a whole lot of Patrick Kane because of this 5-minute major, and that's what happens when you take penalties. Unfortunately, the 5-minute major, was one you hate to see, but you make your best players have to defend, and your top players, your elite players like Patrick Kane, they're not going to get any ice time.
So now they're getting the legs wound up again, and at center ice, Ben Murphy stepped up. Good gap at the line. Gustafsson chopped it over. Murphy with a pass ahead. Here comes Kurashev, right circle, moving into the net. Went to the forehand and chopped it wide. Ottinger there to challenge the Dallas goaltender.
I really like the way that Kubalik went to the net too, pulled his defenseman in with him and tried to give Kurashev a little bit more time, and he just walked it to the blue paint.
Stillman hanging back of his net. Stars send a couple in for some token pressure. And here comes the Chicago breakout. Here he comes, skates up ice. Off Gustafsson at center. Entwistle trying to drag it. Stolen. Here come the Stars. Radulov looking in front for Tuck. Now goes to the backhand, hands it off. Shot by Pavelski. Looking for a third. Another penalty coming up here. It's against Chicago as that went over the net. Radulov throwing it over. Held at the line by Klingberg. Extra attacker on the delay. Robertson sifting through. They go to Radulov at the left point. Stacked up in front of Lankinen. He's been in a shooting gallery here in the first period. Harley, skilled 20-year-old defenseman for the Stars. They got a lot of good young ones. Klingberg shot it deflected wide in front. Robertson back of the net, Tuft hands it along. Radulov still on the delayed penalty here. Midway through the period. Puck tipped and then shot over the top of the net by Harley. And now finally, Josiah Slavin makes the touch. 2-0 Stars. They're back on the job next.
Coming Blackhawks game. Register today at blackhawks.com/youth hockey. And here's the penalty. The Hawks are going to return to the penalty kill. It's Kubalik right there. Gets the hook. He just gets the stick up into the body of Pavelski and disrupts the shot. So they're going to return back to the penalty after allowing 2 goals on the 5-minute major assessed to Brett Connolly. And it's Kubalik, who was in the box during Connolly's 5-minute major, serving the penalty for him. And now he's going to go back into the box. Again, the Hawks will have to kill off another one.
Yeah, there's the right note. Top 5, 26.7%. Third at home, a tick under 30.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. Suter with a shot. Lankinen reached out with the trapper and pulls it in. So how do you reset here and you're not getting a minute to breathe, Kaylee?
I mean, I don't know how you do necessarily. I think for the Hawks, we talked about it in the open, it's got to be one play at a time, one shift at a time. They're trailing 2 goals. They've just got to kill off this one penalty and try to get back into a rhythm here.
Oh boy. Here's another one. McCabe shoots it on a play, and so it'll be a 5-on-3 for a full minute 51. And
a little bit of chaos here to start this period for the Hawks. Jake McCabe, it's a great face-off win by Jonathan Toews, who's been really good as of late, but Seth Jones sends it to McCabe, and McCabe just gets a little bit too much on it, goes over, and you can see him shaking his head in the penalty box. He's a little bit frustrated, obviously. The Hawks now 5-on-3, and they're going to keep Jones out there. They've got Murphy, and it looks like the captain, Jonathan Toews, big face-off.
Mark Crawford discussing things with Derek King, and Derek said he's a really important guy to have with him because Crawford's been in every situation, and Crawford will say, look, here's how I do it, but you do how you do it.
Well, Derek King said as a player, you don't care who you go up against. You just want to win and play hard, but as a coach, he relies on Crawford to help him out with matchups and where to position certain players. So he's learning, but said he's getting a lot better at it.
Indeed, here's a stiff challenge for everyone. 5-on-3. Toews gets to the puck, trying to slip it by Heiskanen, and it is punched up. Murphy. That'll send Miro back to get it. Heiskanen, Klingberg, front 3, the big line. Pavelski on the hat trick watch already midway through the first. Hint sliding it over. Robertson over in the right circle on the weak side. Klingberg passing up with Heiskanen. They'll switch spots. Pavelski off to the side. Heiskanen to Klingberg. Takes a look, dragged it. Got it back, shooting it, blocked. 1:19 remaining on the two-man advantage. Klingberg a shot, wanted Robertson's tip in front, didn't get it. Hintz rescues, goes to Klingberg. Interchanging with Heiskanen, who opens up. Back to Klingberg, a shot, pad stop, rebound, pile up in front. Lankinen makes the save as the net is driven toward the end boards.
Big save by Lankinen, and then he gets pile drived by Robertson. Murphy, I think, was responsible for that one, but a huge save by Lankinen, and a really good job at Seth Jones, too, just getting sticks in lanes and using that long reach he has. And great job by Lankinen here, though. I mean, he's been key, even though they're trailing by 2. They could have had a couple more goals with how lethal this power play has been for them.
Boy, you cross your fingers. You hope you can get to the break and no more damage. And then we got something going here, but still a lot of work. 65 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3.
And they're going to keep those 2 players, Murph and Jones, out there, but it looks like Carpenter's going to be in the face-off circle now. If you can kill the 5-on-3, maybe they get some momentum from this. Usually a 5-on-3 kill can give you some energy, and that's what the Hawks need right now to turn things around.
Murphy, 5:45 of ice time. Jones just under 5 minutes. That's a first period for you. Off the draw, Heiskanen picks it up, gives it to Klingberg. Ben, Sagan, Radulov up front, the forwards. They're trying to get these 3 going here. Klingberg on top, takes a look, got it back. Carpenter with the watchful eye. Sagan looking, Sagan looking, Sagan wanted to go across. That's a good block by Jones with the stick.
Great job by Jones taking away the shot for Jamie Benn from Sagan. They wanted that in the middle, and he's got to cover both players right there when they're down by 2 men.
Murphy had Ben in front. Now Ben standing in front of Lankinen. Klingberg shot, stretch, pad save by Lankinen. Half a minute remaining on the 5-on-3. 10 seconds later, they'll get the other guy back. Klingberg looking, moving it up. Sagan a shot. I don't know, but Lankinen might have got a piece of that. He missed it up high and wide. Klingberg looking for Heiskanen. Heiskanen firing wide. Wanted Ben in front. 15 seconds and it's a 5-on-3. It's a 5-on-4. And the puck is cleared to center, but the Hawks can't get a change. Heiskanen bumped off the puck by Carpenter. Jones goes back of his net. Finds time and space, embracing both. That will do it. Under 10 remaining in the second minor to McCabe. And what a kill for Chicago.
Huge kill for the Hawks. Great job by Seth Jones. Him and Murphy were just gassed at the end of that, but fortunate bounce that puck comes out of the blue line. Otherwise, it could have been trouble for the Hawks there.
Suter moves it over. A lot of room on the far side. Shot by Lindell is blocked on the way to the net. To the line, not out. Suter a drive. Held in. Got it back to Glendening. And it's McCabe handing it over. Entwistle trying to find it at center. Pass ahead. Gustafsson will sweep it in on the backhand.
Another block shot right there. That transition was made by Jake McCabe. He led the Hawks in block shots against Nashville last night with 6 of them. And another big one there just to get some fresh legs on the ice for the Hawks. Lankinen
in a little trouble with the puck back of the net. Needs help. Caleb Jones, the guy to do it. They get it past Pavelski, and here come the Hawks. They got numbers. DeBrincat to Kane. They're in over the line. Strome heading to the net. Kane looking for DeBrincat. Kane closed on in front by Harley. Pretty good play from the young man to take it away from Patrick Kane. And then Harley gets the return, looks ahead. Out to center, Robertson swings. And that one's in. Shots are 14-1 Dallas, helped by early penalty trouble against Chicago. But the Blackhawks are hanging around the game. Murphy a drive over the top of a screen, Jake Ottinger.
Great job on the entries by this Kane to Brinkett line, and they're not really getting them on net yet, but they're containing Patrick Kane and playing him pretty physical right now.
Sagan out to center ice for Heiskanen. Stillman stepping up at his line, not allowing the entry. Lindell moves it forward. Tufte down the boards, and he'll go after it. Stillman got a little help. They'll squeeze it up the wall. Out to center ice, Kubalik to Doc. Wanted to get away from Klingberg. The 29-year-old Swede wouldn't allow it. Changes for the Stars. Here's Ryan Suter in front of a changing Dallas bench. Radulov challenged. And the Hawks take over. Kurashev into the zone. Kubalik moving it over. McCabe had stepped up on the rush. So Derek King wants. And that one went wide of the net. Kubalik pitched it away from Radulov. Ben back of his net. Dallas captain to Klingberg. Gurionov at center. Here comes Radulov. He's denied entry too. And at center ice, Hagel. Here comes Doc, one-on-one against Suter. Turns to the forehand, and I think Suter got just enough of that to send it wide.
Yeah, nice defensive play by Suter, but a great entry by Kirby Dach. He's been skating really well as of late, and I think King talked about the importance of him doing the right things away from the puck, but with the puck, you know, he's creating offense, and I've really liked his game in the last couple.
Here comes Taves in the Strom, a shot. Ottinger got over with the pad and shuts it down.
Best chance of the period right there for the Blackhawks.
The Hawks finding a little bit of life. 2-0 Dallas, but Chicago hanging around again.
Blackhawks family pack and enjoy a night out this upcoming holiday season. Each $50 ticket includes a 300 level game ticket, hot dog, drink, and buttery popcorn. Scan the QR code now to secure yours, Ralph.
I'm gonna do it.
And the best chance of the night, Taves and Strome on the rush, leaves, I believe it's Harley all alone on the 2-on-1, and Strome just can't elevate that one above Ottinger.
And the best early news of the night, Tanner Caro, who was taken off, is conscious, alert, and responsive. This is according to Dallas Stars PR. He'll be transported to the hospital for precautionary measures and evaluations. That's excellent early news.
It is. It's always a relief when you get that early on, and I'm sure his teammates will feel a lot better going to the dressing room after the first period knowing that.
Kane lost his stick in a tussle back of the net. Michael Raffel was there, the Austrian. Caleb Jones, Glendening prowling. For the Hawks, 13 minutes, 27 seconds between shots, but there's a big reason for that. They were killing that whole time, and they got out of that okay. Yes?
Yeah,
not
I mean,
terrible.
Joel Pavelski did a number on them, unfortunately, getting the first 2 goals on the power play, and that 5-on-3 kill for the Hawks was huge, and just trying to get momentum back, and it's a good response, I'd say, since then, Ralph.
Hawks captain creating a bit of havoc here in the Dallas zone. Stars able to clear. Strome turned it over. Hintz moving in, a shot weakly handled. Hintz goes down, and McCabe is up.
Good defensive play by Jake McCabe there. Did not take a penalty and get into the body right there. Hintz.
Here's Gustafsson easing it in front. He had Carpenter breaking to the net, sticked away by young Ottinger. He's older today. He's 23. It's 2 birthday wishes. I'm done with him now. That's
Brinket,
it.
isn't Alex DeBrinket?
Yes.
25 today.
How about that? It's a big night. I thought I was done, and we're back in it.
Yeah, one more special birthday for you, Ralph.
Thank you. Tough to, you don't have one coming up, do you?
No.
Good. Good. Then we're out of that. Tyler Seguin back to get it, handing off to Harley. Syracuse native passing it forward. Here comes Seguin into the zone. Radulov a shot. Smartly kicked aside by Lankinen. Loose puck out. Entwistle.
Radulov, he's only got 1 goal in 24 games, but he's coming off of a core muscle procedure, and he's only missed 1 game, I think, in the last weeks, not related to the injury, but he's another player that I think the Stars are relying on to create a little bit more offense for them.
Doc tried to do it right there. He and line mates Kurashev and Kubalik headed to the net again, defied by young Ottinger. Kurashev there, slinging away from Gurianov. Loose puck at center, poked forward. Now back in, and that's Jamie Benn, the 3rd 5th-round pick by the Dallas Stars in 2007. They had 3, and he was the 3rd. Now Doc shot at Ottinger, telescoping out, sticks to him right in the center of the star.
One thing about Kirby Dach, too, another good chance. He's in the right place. You know, he's just somebody who's been so good offensively, and you know, at juniors, they don't tell you to be reliable defensively, and he's learning that, but he's also contributing on offense. Taco Bell take tonight is Jason Robertson,
Bing.
the California native. You spent some time in California, Ralphie.
Yes, I live there. I used to.
Well, Robertson, he's been really impressive this season. He was a Calder Trophy finalist last year and a big part of the top line for the Stars this season.
Well, they got 2. Hawks trying to get 1 back on the board here late in the first period. That would be a big victory for Chicago. Kane gets it under control. Doc working it around behind. Faksa diligently pursuing. They go out to the line with it. Kane looking. Kane leaving. DeBrincat. Gustafsson over to Seth. A lot of ice moving in. Got away from Heiskanen, leaves it. Gustafsson moving in. Good movement here by the Hawks. Trying to get something at the net. Kane, touch pass to Jones. Moving in, a shot. Missed the net, out to the line, but not out. Now it is. Gustafsson swung and missed. Raffle moving forward to Glendening in the slot. Heiskanen, and a nice sharp pad save by Lankinen to kick it out. He's been good in this first period.
Oh, he's been really good. I mean, what was just a great offensive zone possession and great play by Gustafsson with a little one-touch pass. You know, he turns it over at the blue line and right back the other way. The Stars come at them.
Ben carving his way through the Chicago defense. Murphy finally getting to the puck. Hagel with a move. Now Taves will pick it up at center. Just offside. Lost it in his skates. Put himself offside. How about this stop by Kevin Lankinen?
Yeah, dangerous chance right there for the Dallas Stars. Kind of trying to take advantage as Gustafsson pinches and swings and misses, as you said, Ralphie. It leaves the birthday boy, Alex DeBrincat, all alone with the man advantage, and Lankinen there to make the pad save.
34 seconds to the house. Pavelski, who's got both first period goals, both on the power play. Iowa back of the net. Ottinger, one skate on each post, down on both knees. Watching Hagel drag it out. Hagel moves in. Hagel passing off. Stillman in front off the back skate. Taves was camped on the doorstep. Murphy with 10 remaining in the period. Pavelski battling to get it out. Stillman shot it forward. And the Hawks will rag it to end the period. Well, could be worse.
Could be worse. And the good news is Tanner Kiro is okay at the hospital right now, but Hawks have a little bit of a battle to climb.
Colby Cohen, Colin Fraser, and PB standing by. Fellas.
Kevin Lankinen, he was tremendous with all that power play time that went on. This period started with another unfortunate collision. 3 minutes in, Brett Connolly, the hit on Tanner Kero. You heard the update. He's doing okay and is on his way for evaluation at the hospital. But your thoughts on this hit?
I mean, you never want to see this. You don't want to see anyone get hurt. I don't think Connolly even really does this on purpose, at least not maliciously. He kind of lets up on the play, really. He's kind of anticipating the pass up the wall. He's playing it, I guess, calm, and then he wants to pounce on that puck, Colby, to make that hit. The problem is it wasn't a pass.
Yeah, Fraz, I mean, there's a couple important things to note on this hit. And the first one is that he's given an interference penalty. So a lot of times when you see these types of hits, you're talking about charging. You're talking about hit from behind. You're talking about, you know, these egregious plays that you look at and you just can't understand it. Here's the second part. Don't look at this in slow motion to decide what you think about a hit. The game does not happen in slow motion. You can see Connolly almost try to hold up there at the end. I mean, this is a horribly unfortunate hit, and we have been given word that Caro's okay. But, you know, at the end of the day, Connolly draws back into the lineup, and he hasn't played, you know, much. And here's a statement from the Dallas Stars PR about Tanner Kero. He's conscious, he's alert, he's responsive, he's headed to the hospital, and they'll obviously take a look at him and make sure he's okay. But, you know, Connolly's trying to make an impression on the ice. He's a healthy scratch last night. He's up here from the minors, PB.
Yeah, I understand that. And look, and we just experienced it with Jacob Trouba and Jujhar Khaira a couple of weeks ago. But if the league truly wants to clean this up, they have got to eradicate that type of hit, because that can't continue.
But the question is, though, like, how do you get I mean, what do you think?
To me, that's the defenseless receiver route in the NFL. He has his back turned.
Oh, totally.
Now here's the thing. You can't all of a sudden start teaching kids to skate with their head down and not check their shoulder.
No, I was going to say the one thing, Tanner doesn't do one shoulder check the whole way. Not condoning the hit. It's not what I'm saying. But you got to be aware of your surroundings. And not one time does he have a head on a swivel looking to where a Blackhawks player might be to come down on.
But see, and I'll question you on that, because what I'll say is he's not in an area where he needs to shoulder check. So I agree with you. You constantly need to know your surroundings, but like, it is a harmless play. So, you know, two things can be true at the same time. And again, you know, it's not a good hit, and but it could have been worse. I mean, if he drives through that play, and that could have been really, really bad.
Take a look at the rest of the highlights in that first period. You'll hear from Ryan Carpenter as well. Benny's Beverage Depot Intermission Live starts after the break.
It's 2-0 Stars, 2 power play goals, and Hawks fans Monday after the Bears face the Vikings in primetime flip to NBC Sports Chicago, Ralphie, for the football after show. Lance Briggs, Alex Brown, Dave Wanstead, and the Catman, David Kaplan, will hold nothing back as they break down the game. Hawks trail 2-0 in this, as Pavelski scores a couple of power play goals. But how about, this is one of the best shifts of the game for the Hawks. Great ozone time, but it's easy to get lost in the cycling and the great puck movement up top. But how about the work of Kirby Dach down low, just battling? I mean, this is a position right in front of the net that's hard to do, and he does a great job with Faksa. It's just bear hugging each other, taking cross checks, opening up ice. And Kirby Dach's becoming a really complete player. I think in the last few games, his skating and his ability to drive to the net, it seems like he's playing with a little bit more confidence since getting on the score sheet, and he's going to be somebody in the future that's going to take the crown from Kane and Taves. And Derek King said he's going to be a really important part of this franchise moving forward.
Impressive work on the Xfinity telestrator, Kaylee Chelios. I'm Ralph Strangis. Jenna Rose is with us too tonight in Dallas, Texas. It's 2-0 Stars, but the Hawks are hanging around. Derek King talked this morning about this very thing. They're finding a way to be a team again, and they're finding a way to stay in these sorts of games, and they are.
Yeah, it's a mentality, he said. You know, you have to be able to win these one-goal games, and they're playing a brand of hockey that's giving them a chance every single night. He said they're probably sick of listening to me right now, but they're bought in, and it shows.
Pass goes amiss. Michael Raffel from his own side of the red center line, and that is icing against the Stars on a bit of a early miscue here in the second period. 18-4 the shots on goal, but no Dallas Star had more than 2 shots, so they spread it around in the first period.
Yeah, they did. I mean, the Dallas Stars were moving. Obviously, it helps. They got the early power play, got some touches around their top players, and they were really dangerous. But again, looking at that 5-on-3 kill for the Hawks, I think that was huge for them to keep them in this game.
Face-off to Ottinger's right. Jonathan Taves is out there. Strom's on his right. That's Kane or that's Hagel on his left. Pardon me. Stillman backhanding it around. Ottinger back of the net. Little traffic jam. Big goaltender moved the puck. Heiskanen with the high toss. Little English on it. Oh, that's cute. And Stillman will go get it, huh?
Very cute, Ralph.
Oh, yeah. Stillman at center ice, run off by Robertson. Hagel following up to shoot it in. Taves on his horse. Klingberg. Right by Taves. Turnover. Strome firing it in. End of a shift. There goes Kurashev after the puck. He's fresh. And it's knocked ahead to center ice. And shot right back over again.
Hawks just looking to wear down the Stars a little bit. They're trailing by 2, and you just got to keep it simple here. You can't chase the game.
You would imagine that that would be the refrain. Here's a turnover, and Robertson slapped it wide.
That was a dangerous one, and you got to get the puck out of your net. I mean, this Stars offense, they haven't been producing as much as Rick Bowness would like to see them. He's called out a lot of his top players in the last 2 losses to the Blues. Yeah. Just for not, going to the dirty areas, not being hard-nosed players, and not putting forth their best effort. So they have a lot of superstar players, and Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin coming back from injury that are looking to get on the score sheet. You can't turn the puck over in your own zone.
a rough week for them. They had to play the Blues twice. Playing the St. Louis Blues is like going to the dentist.
Yeah.
You don't want to. you don't want to do it. Yeah, you don't want to do it. No.
Back-to-back 4-1 losses.
Yeah, but you got to do it. And they did it. And they got beat twice, as you mentioned, Kaylee. And now they steer it out on top. Peterson, Gurianov shot, doesn't get to the net, blocked in front. Caleb Jones had good body position.
Lankinen looks to be seeing the puck really well tonight.
Boy, is he. And Sagan couldn't get the puck. Kubalik intercepted. In he comes. He's got Entwistle heading back in the net. Pass just goes awry. Jamie Benn. Hook that, chop that, get some help. Gurianov with the pass. Klingberg will lead it. He's got Sagan with him at the line. 3 Hawks back, and Chicago forces an offside.
Who's got the best fans?
That's a very good question.
Let's put up a poll.
Come on, England.
With WebEx, the McLaren F1 team and their fans are competing like never before. WebEx, driving hybrid work.
Face up outside the Chicago zone. Glendening pitched. Radek Faksa.
Glendening, he's leading the team right now. Won 10 of 12 face-off against the Blues, and a key reason why they're in the top 5 face-off percentage.
There's a very good face-off team. Jonathan Taves, though, is just under 60%. He's having a great year in the dot, and he's got a 4-game point streak coming in. He's coming to life, too. Could use him here in the second period. McCabe puts it around behind. Josiah Slavin slipped it toward the slot. Michael Raffel on the puck, banks a pass ahead. Lindell, the Dallas defenseman, creating a race for it. McCabe wins it. Glendening in behind him to probe, and DeBrincat tossing it out to center ice. 2-0. First period power play goals from Joe Pavelski, and Joe Pavelski, his 10th and 11th of the season.
Joe Pavelski is a big reason why Ryan Suter signed with the Dallas Stars. It's interesting, as Suter talked about how he wanted to go to a competitive team. He's not 27 years old anymore. He only had so much more time for that cup window. He felt that going to the Stars was going to help him achieve that dream of his, and obviously a Wisconsin native, Joe Pavelski, was a big reason too, and a good friend of his.
And here it is, another delay of game penalty. But this one is against the Stars. It came out of the same end there, and that's the young Dallas defenseman, Thomas Harley, playing in his 6th NHL game, and here's the play.
All right, well, good pressure here, back pressure, or forechecking, excuse me, by the Hawks, and right away, I mean, Strome's hand goes up. They recognize the delay of game, and the Hawks have a big chance now on the power play to cut the deficit to 1. And their power play has been a little inconsistent as of late. They started the season with a 26% conversion rate in their first 10 games, but we've seen a lot of different personnel in the top 2 units.
DeBrincat, who tapped it back, leads the Hawks with 5 power play goals. Gustafson handing it over, getting it back from Kane. Now DeBrincat, a shot swallowed. Ottinger, the last 6 games in which the Hawks have scored a power play goal, they've won.
Well, let's see what happens on this one,
That's
Ralphie.
all I'm saying.
Easy save for Ottinger there. He was already in position when he had to make that one. And Ottinger's been really good. 22 years old and had the mentorship of Ben Bishop, who sadly had to retire at the age of 36. And Rick Bowness said for 2 reasons that's sad. 1, I mean, you hate to see his career end the way it did with the knee injury, but 2, when he's on his game, he's a top 3 goaltender. But he said he's been very close to Jake Ottinger, and they have a great relationship.
Kane shooting, that one went over Ottinger's arm. A Sisyphusian task, or effort, by the way, from Ben Bishop, as whistle stops play here on the offside. Trying to rehab, trying to get back, but the boulder never shrank, and the hill refused to decline, and he was never able to get back out here, and so.
What a poetic way to say that, Ralphie.
Thank you.
I love it.
You know, a couple of them. I got to pull out a couple of them, David. Yeah. Yeah.
Haven't lost it after a couple of years, buddy.
Yeah, a little bit. Stars win the draw, and Esa Lindell shoots it out to center ice. 1:35 remaining on the Blackhawks power play. This is a big point in the game here. If Chicago could score, it'd be a 2-1 game, and they're hanging around. Gustafson to Taves at the line. Worked it over. Now Kane taking the pass. Sliding it out to Hagel. Looking back at Gustafson. Now down to Kane. Taves in the far dot. They go back out to Gustafsson, now to Kane. DeBrincat at the side of the net. Cat out to Kane. Little flip pass in traffic. Tough play to make, and it's Glendening. Short-handed one-on-one. Gustafsson's got him. Other Stars changing behind him. And midway through the power play, here comes Kane. Right wing feed, Hagel moving in. Slams on the brakes, gives to Gustafsson. Down low, in front, DeBrincat. Tap in, he scores! Alex DeBrincat, and they're on the board and in the game. 2-1.
Oh, beautiful tic-tac-toe passing play from Kane to DeBrincat. Great execution, but this play is possible from Patrick Kane because as he's coming up the ice, right here, so they're coming up the ice here, and Patrick Kane, he sees space, goes down to that low corner, nobody's on him, and it leaves Heiskanen having to defend both Kane and DeBrincat. He sheds a little bit towards, he hedges over to DeBrincat, and Kane's all alone. He goes right back to him, but he doesn't see it coming. Great chance off the rush. Playmaking by Patrick Kane.
It's a thing of beauty. Those two, Kane, Jones, DeBrincat, 1, 2, 3 in Hawks scoring, and Kane and DeBrincat combining there for DeBrincat's 17th goal of the season, team leading 6th on the power play. And it's a game again, but now the Stars are back in. A shot they score as Robertson pulled it out in front, stashed it behind Lankinen, and the Stars have restored their 2-goal cushion.
Well, that next shift after a goal is a really important shift as far as getting momentum, and right there the Stars just came right back at the Hawks' throats. It's a 50-50 battles here. Connor Murphy, he doesn't come up with this one, and both Hawks players in the corner out of position. Robertson, just great work driving to the net here, and he's got the positioning. Lifts it and is able to elevate it over the shoulder of Lankinen.
Robertson's 10th, 14 seconds after DeBrincat bagged his 17th. And it's 3-1 Dallas. Jamie Benn skied it. Loose stick. DeBrincat goes falling. Anarchy inside the Dallas line, and coming forward with it is Benn. Sagan's behind him, poked away. Here come the Hawks in transition. Carpenter tried to center it, and Ottinger was reaching for it. Kubalik took a stiff check. Klingberg to Suter, back of his net. Hawks will back out for a partial change. Stretch pass through the middle, Strome's on it. Stillman cranked it forward, trying to catch the Stars napping, and in they come. Here's Strome, a shot! Right arm flex save by Ottinger on that setup from Taves. Well, an eventful 14 seconds, 13:56 remaining in the second period. Dallas, Jake Ottinger has a 3-1 lead over Chicago.
The Mike Modano retirement of his jersey.
Yep, and Mike Modano is America's all-time leading scorer, 1,374 points. The guy who's going to run him down is Patrick Kane, 1,112. About 3 years, he's sort of on the similar Ovechkin chase. Those two should collide about the same time. But I'm always asked, who's the best American player? 3 names come up. Modano, Kane, and Chris Chelios.
I thought so, right?
Yeah, I'll let you weigh in a minute.
And
a shot coming in there. Okay, so who do you like in that 3-horse race?
I think I got to say Chelios, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think so,
I guess, or you're going to be in trouble at Christmas.
Yeah, that's a good point, Ralphie.
Yeah.
And what's pretty unique, too, I know you mentioned the Ovechkin race for Gretzky, but Kane's only 33, too. I mean, he's got a lot of hockey left in his career. He could very well hit that in the next 4 years.
For sure he will. Stars come in. Radulov rescued it. Hakanpää shoved out to center ice. Brandon Hagel scraping it off the boards. And Jonne Hakanpää. Ahead to center ice, Glendening takes the line, surrounded. Radulov laying it back. Shot, Hakanpää broke his stick. And Strome blocked it out to center. Gloved in, Hakanpää's trapped. Here comes Hagel moving into the zone with Strome. To Strome, a shot, he scores! Oh, yeah! Dylan Strome makes it a 1-goal game again.
That was money by Dylan Strome. The stick breaks of Hakanpää in the offensive zone. Great recognition by Hagel. He starts taking off up ice. Strome realizes he doesn't have a stick, so he's going up too. It's a 2-on-1 right here. Nice job on the pass across the ice, and Strome, he got robbed earlier in the period. He finishes that one on Ottinger, cuts the deficit to 1. Great execution off the rush.
It's a party now.
Sure is, Ralphie. 1-goal game.
Strome, his third. At 6:47, for those of you at home who write these sorts of things down. And I think there are some people who actually still do. But that's how we do it in this business. We say we give you the time of the goal. And a penalty coming up behind the Blackhawks net. Interference to call, and on whom?
I believe it's going to be Jake McCabe going to the box. Nope. Gustafson.
It's 56, not 6. There he goes.
Well, Stars going hard on the forecheck, but Gustafson just pretty obvious, just not near the puck. And he does a good job at tying him up, but just a little too good as the official's right there to make the call. And the Hawks have to bear down on this PK right now. They did a great job at putting themselves back in this game, but again, that next shift after a goal, they take a penalty. Now they've got to climb out of this one.
Major penalty in the first to Connolly, who was ejected. 2 for 5. But the Hawks killed a nearly 2-minute 5-on-3. They'll need another Herculean effort here. Stars feeling it a bit. Klingberg holding it in at the line. Taking it to the high slot. Taves shadowing him. Hintz going back of the net. He'll collect the puck in the corner. Robertson covering at the line. Shooting it. Tipped wide in front. Jones was there to tangle with Radulov. Jones tripped up Radulov to the puck. They'll steer it out to Hintz, not a Pavelski covering. Pavelski has both, or 2 of the 3 Dallas goals. Both on the power play. He'll take it from Klingberg. Pulled it down, gave it to Klingberg, turned it over, and Jones couldn't get it past Klingberg, who recovered on the play. Taves knifed it out of the air. Radulov's pass too hot for Klingberg. The goal is accomplished. The Hawks can change here, at least 3 of them.
Great job by Taves to knock that one down. That clear has to go out, but good support by Jonathan Taves after Seth makes the initial play.
Robertson to Klingberg at the line, snaps it over. There's Radulov. Doc giving chase. Good position in front. No one in front for the Stars midway through this power play. Hintz. Pavelski. This is their big line out here on top. Radulov. 4-forward look. Klingberg, the only defenseman, and the puck cleared to center. Stars re-engage the attack. Here comes Pavelski. A shot pad stop. Lankinen. Sharp there again.
God, Pavelski has been so dangerous on this power play.
Nice clear there. And both teams will roll over changes. Cayley, 22 remaining. Drums goal from Hagel and Caleb Jones. Sagan shot wide. Sagan rehabbing both hip and knee injuries. Shot tipped, loose in front. Sagan trying to find it. And Lankinen down on all fours, squashes that.
Your favorite teams, the most exciting plays, and the best insight and analysis. Don't miss Sports Sunday, sponsored by T-Mobile. Sunday nights right after NBC 5 News. Another great save by Lankinen on the PK with some traffic in front. And you mentioned Tyler Sagan. Rick Bowness, during that 7-game win streak, had him in a little bit of a lesser role in the bottom 6. And he's still struggling a little bit. He said, it's on me. I have to put him on a line with players that are going to help get him the puck. And so we've seen him play in the top 6 now, but still getting a better feel. I think it obviously weighs on you, and you have the media and the coaches, and you're going through a little bit of a slump, you know, trying to put pressure on yourself to get points. But they're looking to him.
5 guys have had 30 in 4 of the last 5 seasons. 91 is one of them. Heiskanen, Sagan settling it down. Penalty is over. Shot. Oh, missed it. Guryanov on the one-timer. The Hawks have numbers on the counter trying to tie it. Into the zone, Carpenter. Rescuing is Murphy. In front. Shot just wide by Taves and high. He was on that weak side post.
Great job by Jonathan Taves to sneak in back door there, but what a miss by Guryanov. That was a wide open net.
Guryanov collecting, centering, tipped away by Murphy, but right to Heiskanen. A shot punched out of there by Lankinen. They got Kane in the clear, and he got the puck. Moving in right circle. Kane, a shot. Just wide. Caleb Jones giving it back to Kane. Shot from the angle. Ottinger held his post on one knee. Slavin working it over, but out of the zone. Just what Derek King was saying this morning. This team is hanging around.
Yeah, things are opening up right now, but if you give the Hawks, enough chances, they're going to come back. They have a lot of deadly weapons. You just saw Patrick Kane. We saw Dylan Strome. I mean, it's somebody else. It's next man up mentality, and trailing by one, they're pushing.
Scrum for a puck at center, shot in. Kurashev making his way in. Raffle. Full spin at center. Kubalik shut that down and guides it deep again. Kurashev pursuing Suter, related off to his partner Miro Heiskanen, who really had some struggles this year. Norris-esque caliber defenseman, and an icing here against the Stars.
Heiskanen, young defenseman, but like you said, he's been really impressive, even though he struggled. And here's a great chance off the rush. Tays backdoor, Ralphie, just like you said. He just slides into position right there perfectly. Can't get enough to get around Ottinger. And then Patrick Kane recognizes he's got plenty of time and space. Both defensemen don't catch him going underneath him. And he just couldn't quite get that one past Ottinger either.
27 center ice drops from now to begin games will be Jonathan Taves' 1,000th. 33-year-old captain of the Hawks. Got a little spring in his step again. Stars in for a look. Pavelski. And here's McCabe. Long pass at center. Kurashev. In on net. Ottinger steers it around behind. To the line, McCabe. Moving on Robertson. Forced him back to Doc, who's covering. Shot. That's off Ottinger in front. Pavelski trying to fly the zone. Robertson will make it a foot race. Lankinen knows he has to go get it. He does, and plays it away from Pavelski, but right to Hintz, whose shot went wide. Klingberg again looking on top. Very talented skater. Look at Klingberg. Holding, shooting, save Lankinen. Robertson trying to work it back in front. Doc back of the net.
A little bit of a miscommunication there for the Hawks. They're trying to get man-on-man coverage, but they're just sinking a little bit too deep in front of Lankinen, and then it gives him all kinds of time to walk in on him.
Here comes 88. Shooting! That one went high and wide again.
Things opening up a little bit for both teams here, Ralph.
Do you like it or not if you're the Hawks?
They're trailing by one. I mean, I think they've done a good job at towing the line and knowing, you've got to press a little bit at this point, but can't sacrifice the defense, and Lankinen's been there for the big saves when they need him.
Radulov handing it back. Klingberg back of the net. Eludes Carpenter, who's on his way for a change. Kane will pick up the pressure on Klingberg. Kane! And Entwistle cruising in front of the net, couldn't capture. Stars get out of the jam for a minute. They wave the icing here. Stillman in ahead of Radulov. Murphy. Dallas is changing with a turnover here, and a shot. Sagan and Lankinen! Out on the top of the crease. Shuts it down.
Big time saved by Lank, the tank.
Yeah.
Really impressive stop by him right there. Just a bad turnover in the defensive zone. That's where you have to be careful. And
Kevin Lankinen.
He's there for you.
Keeping him in it. 3-2 Stars in the second.
For the holiday season, and it's time to add the United Center Atrium to your list of must-see stops. In addition to festive holiday decor, join us for special holiday lights, Santa visits, festive food and drink, and live holiday performances. Presented by Garrett Popcorn in the atrium before the games in December. Learn more at blackhawks.com/holidays.
That atrium is so pretty.
It is.
Oh,
it looks
boy.
amazing right now. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It looks beautiful.
Get to walk by it every day. Robertson cranks it out to center. Hintz trying to stay on side. He does, but then that slowed the play. Caleb gave it to Strome, passing ahead to Hagel. Taves to his right. He'll let him go get it. Harley along the boards with him. 2-0 Dallas after the first period. Hawks cut it to 2-1. The Stars made it 3-1, and then just a few minutes ago, Philip Strome made it a 3-2 game.
A big goal by Dylan Strome, who's been getting a lot more minutes playing on the top line. And tonight he's had two really good chances. This one, no-look pass from Tays, and he doesn't elevate the puck enough to get it over the pad of Ottinger. The second time, he does. Beautiful execution there by Dylan Strome the second time around. You can see the relief of that one going in. Easy money for him.
2 goals, 2 assists in his last 6 games, including that one tonight. Hakanpää would like to do this again. So back we come. The Chicago Blackhawks alternating wins and losses over the last 14 games. Tonight is win night, if you're following the pattern.
Absolutely. These divisional matchups are key. The 4-point nights right now to climb up the standings. You know, it's interesting times right now, Ralph, with obviously the new rules and COVID protocol. You don't know when you're going to have to make up these games, but if they can string together, 3, 4, 5 win streaks, they're going to put themselves in a much better position. I mean, look what Vancouver did.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 6 straight. Shot in front. Slavin following up. Blocked twice by Joe Pavelski, who's got 2 goals and saved a 3rd. Stillman at the left point. Chipped it in wide. Kane. Hakanpää had the bigger stick and reach. And that helped him. And now here comes Robertson. Looking to his left at Hintz, tossing it in toward the net. Lankinen will set it up, give it to Murphy, who goes around behind to Stillman. Shots 26-10. Dallas. It was a big first period of power plays. But the Hawks are hanging around. They've crawled their way back in here.
And the special teams for the Hawks have had to be really good because they need them to win them games with where they've positioned themselves in the standings. And tonight, that 5-on-3, I think, really gave them some energy and helped them believe that they're still in this.
Oh, they are. Shot came around behind. Michael Raffl. Glenn Denning turned and shot it. He had Doc all over him. And Doc, back of the net, centering pass from Raffl right to DeBrincat. Here they come. Doc, DeBrincat and Kane to his left. Doc wedged off by Miro Heiskanen. Doc battling back to engage 2 stars in the corner. He got the puck loose. DeBrincat's pass off a skate, rescued by Kurashev. McCabe goes back of the net out of Doc's outstretched arms. Gustafsson and Ottinger's seen enough. 5:10 remaining in period 2. Competitive game tonight between 2 teams who played and traveled last night. 3-2 Stars.
Agent Jeff Vukovic.
Oh, you got 2.
I got 2. I'm 2 for 2. Get to enjoy knowing Vuk as much as you do. The jingle at jeffvuk.com nationwide is on your side.
Terrific people. Terrific game tonight. 3-2 Dallas. Face off to Ottinger's left. The Hawks are coming here in the middle frame. Ben wins the draw. Good face-up team. Heiskanen cleared it. Gustafsson got it out of the air. Kurashev takes a bump from Gurianov to install. First man to the puck, Kurashev, winning that battle. Slicing it around behind. Doc, nowhere to go. Takes a tumble. Puck cleared. Gustafsson's on it. Seguin breathing down his neck. And Doc, a little trouble getting to the bench there, but now he's on it. Taves moving in. Backhand shot save. Ottinger cleared. And
great job by Jonathan Toews there, just in front of the net. It looks like an innocent play, but he puts it on there, and the rebound comes in front. A little bit more traffic, and maybe that one goes in the back of the net. I like to see the shooting mentality from the captain, though. 4-game point streak and a juicy rebound Ottinger gives up in front.
Taves leading in again, this time with Tyler Seguin. Seguin wins it. Heiskanen back of the net. Short feed, and Ben shot it out. There goes Seth. Here comes Taves. Back to Seth Jones at center. He'll shoot it in. Ottinger cutting it off cleanly. Back of his net. Gave it to Taves, who couldn't sling it out front. Radulov, no play but to heave to center ice. That's what he does. Jones takes over. And he'll rip it in. Winds around to Ottinger's left on that far side wall. Cleared. Not out. Tapped ahead by Gurianov, but Jones is there. Seth is. Caleb's there too. Big battle at center ice. And Caleb, this is a lot like what happened last week with Toronto. They were down 4-1, but they kept coming and coming and coming and coming. And but for a bad bounce, they get at least a point out of that game.
Exactly. And I mean, that's what this Hawks team can do. I mean, it hasn't been pretty all season long, but they're finding ways to hang in these 1-goal games. And like I said earlier, they have the offensive weapons. They have the deactivating and contributing and You know, if it's a one-goal game, you can't count them out. They'll take it. So right now, I think the Stars have backed off a little bit, playing to the score. It's opened things up a little bit for the Hawks.
Hawks are moving in. Late man's there at Suter. A shot off the post. Rebounds loose. They score. Scramble in front. And it's Suter giving them another 2-goal lead. It's 4-2.
Well, tough break for Lankinen on that one. Great finish by Suter. And just as we talked about things opening up for the Hawks, it's the Stars who get a great chance off the rush. And Suter all kinds of time and space to come in and take that shot.
Well, this is an awkward play here, Kaylee. It appears as if he caught that puck and then almost deposited it into the net off of his glove. I'd like to see another look, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that was a great play. I thought Suter took the initial shot, but he's getting there for the rebound. But way too much time and space they give Suter, and he follows up on the play. Oh, he gloves it down and gives it to him. I see it.
Yeah.
And so the officials are gathering right now as the Hawks want to take another look at that. He closes his hand.
No goal is the call on the ice. Now, this referee Dan O'Rourke, very veteran referee, was the guy on the backside of the play who pointed into the net. Generally, that means the puck crossed the red line, but the call on the ice apparently is gloved and thrown into the net. And Kaylee, I'd say he gloved it and threw it into the net.
Oh yeah, looking at the replay, I mean, he's got his backhand ready, but he certainly doesn't look like in that one that he got a stick on it. And you can kind of see looking at his face right now, he's like, it may have gone in, but
still no goal. No.
Still no goal.
Yeah.
There we go. Hawks get one back there.
And 5 minutes from now, it'll still be no goal.
Well, the Hawks keep it a one-goal game here, but they've got to be careful. There's been probably 2 or 3 turnovers that Lankinen's had to bail them out of, but here's another look right here of him. He's got the left glove. He takes it, throws it down towards the net, but he doesn't get a stick on it. So it just goes in there, and Slavin sliding across the net.
It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
Nope.
No?
It's not football.
No, it's not.
I don't even know if that's a good football reference, but
Look, wait a minute. Well, we'll talk about that later. Hawks shot the puck down the ice. Murphy, and Klingberg is in ahead of DeBrincat, so that's icing. Well, it has been a very entertaining game, and again, both teams got in here very late last night. The Hawks landed about 2:30. The Stars are about 45 minutes ahead of them because their game started 30 minutes earlier in St. Louis. Dallas has lost 5 straight.
yeah, you wondered how these two teams were going to start this game, and obviously the scary hit to Caro for the Stars that sent Brett Conley off the ice as he served a game misconduct for it in a 5-minute measure. Kind of put things emotionally in a tough space for both teams to continue playing, but as the second period has gone on, the pace has certainly increased, I think, Ralph.
Yeah, absolutely, and also good news on Caro, at least the initial report. He was responsive, and they're evaluating. Josiah Slavin and Patrick Kane. Fox is stepping in. Pitched all the way down the ice, and McCabe sold it enough. Icing against Dallas. 2:28 remaining in the second period.
Good pressure by the Blackhawks on the forecheck. They've forced the Stars to ice it and just kind of chip the puck out. I know they're leading by 1 and they don't need to take any chances, but it's a great effort by the Hawks right now to keep trying to put pucks on net, keep things simple, and see if they can tie this thing up before the end of the period. Get some momentum.
Heiskanen.
There it is.
Took a penalty. Kane steering it. Lankinen to the bench. Extra attacker is coming. Gustafsson shielding Raffl from the puck. Left it there to DeBrincat, over to Kane in tight quarters. Makes the turn. Takes a look. Hands to DeBrincat. Walking in. Between the circles. Leaves for Kane. Pile up in front of the net. Threw it off the pile, and it touched by the Stars. And so 1:59 left in the second, and it will be power play Chicago to try and tie it.
Well, there it is for the Hawks, working hard in the offensive zone, and DeBrincat right off the draw earns a power play opportunity for the Hawks. He just gets great body positioning on Heiskanen in front, and Heiskanen's forced to hook him a little bit underneath. Easy call for the official, And now the Hawks with another opportunity for themselves to tie it.
Chicago 1-for-1 on the power play. It was DeBrincat. Team leading 17th, team leading 6th. That's Heiskanen sitting in the box, his 5th minor of the season. And Taves, Hagel, Kane, Gustafsson, and the Cat standing on the near hash marks. Well, wouldn't this be something? Gustafsson slides it over. Kane hands it back. Gustafsson fighting it. He has to swat it back to keep the very dangerous Roope Hintz away. Hintz tied with a handful of others with 2 short-handed goals to pace the National Hockey League, and he was sniffing there.
Hintz is really good at anticipating plays like that, knowing when to press up. And like you said, Ralph, he saw an opportunity there. Fortunately, the Hawks recover the puck.
Gustafsson handing it back. 88 on the move. To Taves over the line. Gustafsson trailing the captain. Opened up and got it. Back to Kane. Taves in front. Shot off Ottinger. Taves providing the screen. Hagel. Kane dusting it off. Down to Taves. Back to Kane. DeBrincat waiting. Here's Kane looking, shooting, wide of the net. Final minute of the second period. Center to Hagel. Couldn't dig it out of his skates. Flung the puck toward the wall and just unfortunately creeps to center.
Great diving effort by Hagel to try to save that one. Derek King has talked about just how good the puck retrieval has been, recovering pucks in the offensive zone for this group. But like you said, Ralph, it just gets over the blue line and the Hawks can't contain it.
35 remaining in the second period. 1 tick less than that left on the power play. Jones breezing in. Strome taking a look. Spreading it out and then guiding it back to Seth. 22 remaining in the period. He'll hand it to Kurashev. Into the slot for Strome. Stars having trouble finding it. Esa Lindell clears it. 15 left in the frame.
Well, we're used to seeing Kane and DeBrincat on either side, but again, Derek King mixing up the power play units as they went 0 for 5 against Nashville last night.
Here comes Doc moving in. Centered it, swept away by Klingberg. Kurashev tried to feed the slot, and there's the horn, ending period 2. How about this? How about this? We got a little hockey game here tonight, Kaylee.
Oh, we do, Ralphie. Oh, we do.
So, Strome got him close. Chicago Blackhawks, Dylan Strome. It's a 3-2 game. Pat Boyle, Colby Cohen, and my new BFF, Colin Frazier. Here you go, guys.
We'll get you guys set for the third period. It's 3-2 Stars, and after having more than a week off due to COVID postponements, the Bulls are back in action tomorrow night. Watch as LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers come to town. Coverage starts at 6:30 on NBC Sports Chicago. And now from our Xfinity telestrator, it's Dylan Strome. And it starts at the point with Hakanpää, and his stick breaks right there, and you could see Dylan Strome recognizes right here in this instant, all right, the Stars are in trouble, we gotta go, and Caleb Jones redirects the puck, passes it off to Hagel, and off to the races. Hagel back for Strome, beautiful execution. This time he elevates that one over the pad and blocker of Ottinger. Great job by Dylan Strome. A goal, 3 shots, 7:49 ice time tonight as the Hawks had to kill off a lot of penalties in the first period with the 5-minute major to Brett Connolly. But he's done a great job tonight in finding offense, but it's really away from the puck defensively what Derek King is hoping to see Dylan Strome improve at and earn that trust for him. And I think in the last 3 games, as his minutes have increased, he's doing just that.
That's Kaylee Chelios. I'm Ralph Strangis. Kaylee sitting in for Eddie Olczyk tonight. Thank you, Eddie. I'm sitting in for the great Pat Foley, my buddy. Holy cow, Ralphie.
Oh, that's pretty good, Ralphie.
Oh, yeah. Big thank you. Jenna Rose is here, too. Big thank you from all of us to Danny Wirtz, Jamie Faulkner, Adam Ragowin. and everybody with the Chicago Blackhawks family. As we start the third, what a good one here tonight. Heiskanen steps on the ice 1 second after puck drop, back on even terms. Hawks 1 for 2 on the power play officially now. Stars 2 for 6. But Chicago hanging around the game, and what a valiant effort in the first period to keep it that way. Kevin Lankinen has turned back 24 of 27 shots, and he's got traffic behind him now. Raffle to the line. Heiskanen shot it. Missed the deflection in front. Glendening did. Kane steering it to center ice. Hack past Heiskanen. In comes Josiah Slavin. His brother is Jacob Slavin, Carolina defenseman. Pretty good player. Here comes Pavelski. He's got 2, both on the power play. And he's been on the prowl all night. He looks dangerous every time he steps on the ice.
He does. I mean, he's one of the best players in the game, and a lot of years under his belt here, and he wanted to go to a competitive team in Dallas, but who knew he was going to be one of the most prolific players on this team, and on the top line, obviously contributing on the power play. He does everything.
Hintz touch pass across. There's Pavelski shooting it, and it ends right there.
And doing it at 37 years old. Joe Pavelski's on the Jumbotron here. Just so impressive watching him play. And
remember, he had the concussion too, right before he signed the big free agent contract here, and people were kind of shaking their heads saying, "Wait, are you guys sure?"
Yeah, exactly.
They knew something, didn't they?
I mean, everybody did. I remember in Tampa, he was a hot ticket, even having a meeting, I believe it was with Julien Brisebois, and the Lightning thought they might be able to get him, and he's found a home here in Dallas, and he's playing fantastic.
Stars have their top line out there. Taves countering. Strome rips it off the boards and out to center ice. Hagel in pursuit. Hakanpää turned it over. And Taves on the delayed offside. He'll clear. Play continues. Hintz with the catch. Got it past Strome. Murphy keeps position on him, allowing Stillman to take the puck. Short feet ahead. That's Brandon Hagel from center ice. He's having a nice season.
Yeah, Brandon Hagel's been one of the most consistent players for the Hawks all season long. He does all the little things. He can play up and down the lineup, gets through the neutral zone, makes plays, and the Hawks are looking for somebody with the right shot, especially on the power play, to be able to have that net front presence, and I think Hagel's done a pretty good job at filling in for that.
To break it here with Kurashev and Doc in the corner. 3 Hawks, 3 Stars. Coming down, Caleb Jones. Doc covering at the left point for him. There's Seth shooting it. Save Ottinger, but he let the rebound get away, and Kurashev unable to get there. Big Hakanpää to the line, not out. Jones giving it to Kurashev. Shooting! Tipped away in front by Harley. And Seguin using his skates. Trouble there, though, with Doc keeping it in. Tried to float it across. And Tyler Seguin to center ice. Takes the hit, but gets it in. As he walked into Caleb Jones at center ice. No easy pass tonight for Seguin.
No, it doesn't seem like too many things are going in favor of Tyler Seguin as of late. It's been hard on him, and like you said, Ralphie, I mean, he's rehabbing from pretty extensive surgeries that he had to battle through during the playoffs. And he just hasn't quite found his scoring touch.
Dusty shut it down, put it in front. Foxa couldn't pull the trigger as the cheese slid off the cracker.
Hate when that happens.
Oh, man, do I ever. Shot in from center ice. Around the boards, Entwistle trying to find it. Squeaks free to Gustafsson. Back of the net, Carpenter turning away from Heiskanen to feed it to the boards, and the shot from McCabe is knocked down, toughed. Skying it out, McCabe easing it back in. Both teams changed. 3:20 gone in period 3. 3-2 Dallas. Both teams on the back end of a back-to-back. The Hawks in these divisional games. The team directly above them in the standings is the Dallas Stars. Go get them. Suter off the boards. Long pass ahead. Stillman with the pass to Kane. Dug it out of his skates, kept it away from Klingberg. Suter backing it up. Sharp pass ahead. Here comes Pavelski. Raffle looked offside, but play continues. Pavelski back of the net. Tried to wrap around. Lankinen was ready for him. Loose puck in front. Raffle can't pull the trigger. He was tied up. Good defensive play in front there. Slavin had his stick on it. Klingberg goes around behind. 2 Stars.
Long shift for the Hawks now. The last thing they want to do is put Dallas back on the power play.
Suter put it back of the net. Raffle with Glendening back there. Slavin trying to extricate. Slam to the wall. Hawks are able to get one change in. That's Murphy in the corner. Glendening putting Stillman down. Pass ahead right to Suter between the circles. Passing off a shot. Radulov. Save Lankinen. To break it to the line and pass Klingberg, and he's flat-footed. And he's able to knock the Brinket away from the puck. Klingberg back in. This one's onside too, apparently. Radulov to Klingberg. Passing over. Centering feed from Hansen and poked wide by Robertson. Stillman's in front, he's gassed, he can't get off. Shot goes into the corner. Everybody but Taves has been on the ice for 1:45, and they finally get it to center, and the captain gets it deep, and a lot of tired bodies get to the bench.
Much needed break there for the Hawks. Great job by Jonathan Taves to get that one deep. They were playing with fire there, and the Stars with a number of great chances on Lankinen.
Jones, that's Caleb. Back of the net. Crowd engaged here now at American Airlines Center. Late arriving, but vocal now. 2 periods in on a Saturday night. Hagel bringing it over to Strome. Moving in and cutting away from Hakanpää. But he's taken off the skates. Ben up ahead to center. Left wing to Robertson. They're in. Robertson wants to shoot. Shot it, save. Rebound loose in front. To the line, Seguin. Dusting it off. Shooting it. Lankinen pulls it in and stops play.
Stars with some momentum right now as Dylan Strome had another opportunity to get a shot off, but he's going through 2-3 Stars players, and it transitions right up the other ice, and it's up to Lankinen again to make a big-time save. I mean, this one, he almost shoots right back into him, and it's that top line again. Hintz, Robertson just battling behind the net. It was Joe Pavelski earlier on who had a couple good looks, keeping the play alive in front of him, but Lankinen, the Hawks bend, but they don't break, and he's keeping them in it.
29 saves for the talented young Finn. Led Finland to 2019 World Championship gold. And now he's keeping his team in the hunt. Jamie Benn to John Klingberg on that interchange. Kubalik shadowing Klingberg, who went down with his skates first into the boards. It's McCabe tossing it out to center. Oh, stays in. Gurianov. And great recovery over there by McCabe to get his stick on that pass to Ben. Slowed that attack. Back of the net, 3 Hawks, 2 Stars. Gurianov pulling away with it. Trying to do some business here, handing it away to Seguin. Seguin on top to Suter. Held it into the line to Klingberg in front. Seguin, a shot! Save Lankinen, kicked it away. And here come the Hawks. Whistle stops play as the net is dislodged behind. And Lankinen slow to get out of there, but now he is up. 13:24 remaining in the third. Good one in Dallas. 3-2 Stars.
Tic-tac-toe passing play. Great job. Suter to Klingberg, down low to Seguin, and a nice save by Lankinen. Murphy clears it. And Kevin Lankinen has been outstanding tonight for the Hawks. He's faced 32 shots, but a lot of those have been 10-bell saves, and that was one of the best ones of the night on Tyler Seguin.
And he got through an exhausting first period. Stars had 5 power plays, including a nearly 2-minute, 2-man advantage. And he kept them in it.
The Stars have not taken their foot off the gas pedal despite having the 1-goal lead in this game.
Hagel trying to re-engage the attack. Strome pawing at it. Robertson ahead. Hits. Little race here. Pavelski and Caleb Jones. Caleb battling back. Oh, puck came catapulting in, and Lankinen was at the ready again. Save number 30.
The Stars are giving the Hawks a lot of trouble in their own zone. They've got to bear down a little bit and take care of the puck when they're trying to clear it. It's just been one too many turnovers, and Dallas is opportunistic. They've got momentum right now, and they're feeling it.
Lob pass ahead. Here comes DeBrincat. He's got Strome tailing. Strome shooting just wide. Rebound. Hard kick off the end boards. DeBrincat was unavailable for him. Glendening up the middle. Wedged off to the boards. Kane digging in. Heiskanen will beat him to it. Sliding it around. Lindell up and tipped out by Raffl. 12:15 remaining in the third period. Chicago has never led but they've come back, and they've come back tough. Puck shot all the way down the ice. Icing.
Nearly battled back and tied it up, Ralph, with that one. And Dylan Strome up the ice with the cat. The birthday boy feeds him a nice one, and Dylan Strome, just a great shot, but it goes wide. And you can see his frustration after when he heads back to the bench, throwing his stick. He knows that one would have been a huge goal for the Hawks to be able to tie it, but they're creating chances, and they can keep doing that. A lot more of the same. He's going to get his cookie. The second cookie.
Yes, as you say, he came in tied with Connor McDavid. Have you heard the name?
I have.
Yes, in goal scoring.
Not bad company.
Not bad company. Up there among the leaders in the NHL. And now here comes Kane. Dropping it off. Gustafsson to the line. McCabe shrugged it in. Held it in. Shot it. Pad stop. Ottinger. Kane to Doc back of the net. Jubilee is around it. Sagan hammers it out. No play really. And Gustafsson will get there. Turn it out to Kane. Held on to it. Lost it. Tufte came back to strip him as Kane was nearing the end of his shift, and now he'll go. Wholesale changes for the Hawks. Fresh horses for the Stars. Tufte with the spin and in. 11-11 left in the third. Make a wish. Doc. Pass ahead. Carpenter. Hintz trying to lift the stick. Carpenter staying with it. Ottinger had to make a stop, and a penalty coming up here against the Stars. It's big Hockenpaw's going to go for interfering with Kirby Dach.
There's Doc once again going hard up the middle of the ice on net, and he draws a great power play. Great job by Carpenter. He's hard on pucks. There's 2 or 3 Stars players he's got to be strong on that puck against, but then it's Doc racing to the net. I mean, he's been played so physical tonight. It's a tough spot to be in, but great job by him at putting the Hawks back on the power play, and a big opportunity for them now. An important face-off here for Jonathan Toews.
They've got one. The last 6 games in which the Hawks have scored on the power play, they've won all 6. A second one here tonight on their third advantage would tie it in the third with half a period to play. Seth Jones on the face-off win to break it down to Kane. Well read by Esa Lindell. Not out of the zone. Now it is. Lindell, and a penalty coming up on Seth Jones, who got a little bit flat-footed there, and the puck bounced to Lindell, and that'll even it up.
Well, that's unfortunate for the Hawks. A great opportunity, and now one of their top players and penalty killers is going to go to the box. It's only going to be for about 14 seconds of power play time for the Stars, but a missed opportunity there as Seth Jones just tries to recover this puck as the pass comes out to him, and he's got to make a play here, and trips him up. Could have been a partial breakaway had it not been for Hagel coming back.
So it's 4-on-4, and tell me if you think this is an odd note at this point in the season. Neither the Hawks nor the Stars have scored or been scored on 4-on-4 hockey this season. Is it odd or not?
It's good defense, right?
So it's not that odd. Oh, darn
well,
it,
we'll see. Maybe the Hawks can do something with the open space. Maybe they heard you, Ralph.
Let's try it.
They're going to have to press right here, but here's that big line for the Stars out to play.
Taves wins the draw. He can do that well. Murphy tucks it back around behind. Hits on the forecheck. Stillman. Good little soft feed, but Taves went back. Murphy scrambling to find it. Using the net as a shield, but Pavelski so relentless there on that forecheck. Short feed to Doc. Here they come. Taves trying to curl away from Suter. He's tripped up. Goes hard into the boards. And he's coming back after Hintz. Cleared to center. Pavelski will dial it back. Both teams looking to change. Midway through the third period, 3-2 Stars. Chicago extremely game in this one tonight after tough travel last night. 4-on-4 for another 1 minute. Raffle going in there with Glendening up front. They go to the line. Heiskanen flipped it. Oh, Lankinen caught it, dropped it, held it, and that'll send us to break. 1 goal game, half a period to play in Dallas. Oil, a pro's pro. Colby Cohen, the Swiss Army knife of the broadcast department. He does it all.
He does.
Yeah. Colin Frazier, when he smiles, it's something else, isn't it?
Lights up a room, Ralph.
Boy, oh boy.
He's been great. It's been a lot of fun getting to know both Colin and Colby. triple C's.
Yeah, when you guys are in there.
In
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah.
And PB.
Yep.
One of the best in the biz.
Good group. Face out to Kevin Lankinen's left. Also terrific crew here tonight. NBC Sports Chicago crew here on hand. Kersner. And then Daves, Turner, and Ross. Thanks, guys. Here comes Glendening. Moving in against McCabe. And they ducked the shoulder. Laid it off the back of the net. Could be trouble here. Ben. And that one's out of the zone. 18 seconds. Stars will have a very brief power play on that overlap. And they got Sagan, Ben, Heiskanen, and Lindell. And we'll get Hakanpää out of the box. Lindell shoots it in. Here's the power play. Ben with a ferocious hit against the boards against Murphy.
He hasn't done it really all game, but when he does deliver a hit, it's heavy.
All right to Robertson in front of Lankinen. Goal line stand to keep it a one-goal game.
Lankinen is just save after save tonight. I mean, great job, but the forecheck by Jamie Benn on this last shift leading up to that scoring chance, a huge hit on Connor Murphy, sends him to the ice. And then they go to work in the corner. Jamie Benn again comes up with it, puts it on net, and Robertson nearly put one past Lankinen, but denied.
Lankinen, 35 shots on net. Spit out 32 of them, and big ones. Off the face-off. Again, Hakanpää breaks the stick. That led to a Hawks goal earlier. Chicago is back at full strength. From center ice, McCabe sweeping it in on the backhand. Ottinger back of his net. Handing it off to Klingberg, who got caught up with one of the men in stripes, and Robertson punches it out.
Hakanpää just can't seem to catch a break. That's his second one tonight.
I'd have to look for a new batch.
Pricey. It's a pricey breaks right there.
Yeah, there's a pricey breaks. Harley plays it around out to the line. Here's Jones. 8:10 to play. One more and the Hawks will tie it. Hagel lost it. Hintz gave it back to him. Hagel a shot. He scores! Kubalik providing the trouble in front on the screen, and the Hawks all the way back. It's 3-3 with 8:05 to play.
Well, a turnover by Hintz and a great job by Hagel just putting it on net, but you said it. Kubalik with the screen in front doesn't allow Ottinger to see this puck go in. And his fist bump at the end, I almost wondered if he got a piece of that one, but the Hawks are in it. 3-3.
Maybe.
He's stuck with it, just looking at the replay here. I mean, here's the turnover by Hintz. He's got to get that out, and he doesn't, and the Hawks make him pay for it.
And so, for Brandon Hagel, if it sticks, it's his 9th. Points in 5 of his last 8 now.
Well, who was someone last season who started as a healthy scratch, he's somebody who the Hawks need to play well every single night. He's been, like I said, one of the most consistent players, but he's being rewarded for it now.
How about this game? How about Kevin Lankinen? How about the puck is in the Dallas zone again? Hagel trying to get it out. Doc in the corner, two-a-side scrum. Faksa chiseled it loose. Klingberg will take from Suter, make the move around his net. Walk it slowly to center. Radulov hitting Faksa at the line. Shooting it, Lankinen. Shot 36, save 33.
What do you want from your sportsbook? Same game parlays you can boost for even more? How about more Chicagoland locations than anyone else, making it even easier to sign up in person? New customers get risk-free bets up to $2,000.
Not scoring on that 5-on-3 earlier for the Stars may come back to haunt them as the Hawks are able to tie it up now. Big face-off in the defensive zone for Jonathan Toews, who went 12 for 18 against Nashville last night, and he's been great in the dot tonight.
To Lankinen's right, and Toews gets possession of it. 55% through 2 periods for Toews. He wins another big one there. 7.5 to play. Tyler Sagan gave it to Ryan Suter. Feet ahead to Ben.
Ralph, we saw a couple times earlier on in this game, the Hawks can't sit back after they score a goal. They have to keep their foot on the gas pedal. That next shift is so important after a goal.
Very good point. Here's Sagan. Loose puck, Gurianov comes firing through the young Russian. Ben got away from Caleb Jones to give it to Klingberg. Kubalik got it, was the goal on the tip. This one blocked in front, officially in the building. Hagel gets the assist, so yeah, you were on that one, Kaylee. Good eyes in front of the net. At center ice, claimed by Slavin. He'll turn it in away from Suter, who was waiting for him. DeBrincat prowling. Klingberg tried to bat it up in the air, and the puck played with a high stick and a face-off in the zone.
Slavin dodged a bullet on that last one.
Yeah.
Suter was lining him up to make a big hit at the blue line.
The face-off will come to Jake Ottinger's left. Shots are 36-18 Dallas. Derek King, though, has a group that's starting to stay together and stay in the fight. He still wants more pucks at the net. He still wants more people at the net. He still wants the puck shot, yes. But he likes this part of it.
That he's been harping that on the guys, but I mean, he commands the respect of this group.
Well, right there, Murphy got it on goal. Ottinger had to kick it aside. To the line and out, past Murphy. Icing coming against Dallas. 6:29 left in the third.
You know, Rob, it's the small details of the game that he keeps harping, and he said anybody can put pucks on net, right, this morning. Anybody can chip pucks in, but it's the mental toughness you have to bear down, and I think that's where you're seeing this team bought in, and that's why they're playing some good hockey, a much more improved team from the start of the season. It's the attention to detail for them.
Isaiah Slavin unable to control the draw. Faksa bumped it over. Kane coming back. Here he comes. Through center, shooting it in. Ottinger unable to stop it. DeBrincat and Heiskanen in the corner. Two Stars and another Hawk join. Now it's a six-man scrum. Faksa tried to buy a call on Kane. No sale. Kane hunting. Puck shot to center ice. Glove down. Glendening backhanding it in. Under 6 to play. Lankinen handing it off. Likeable young man, Kevin Lankinen. Tonight, his teammates like him a lot. He kept him in the game, and he's keeping him in the game.
No question, Ralph. He's been probably the MVP tonight for the Hawks.
He's going to have to look at another one here. Pavelski, a shot. Lankinen's there. Rebound, Robertson. Lankinen gets over. Kurashev, right wing feed to Doc. Into the zone with Carpenter, who drives toward the front of the net. Kurashev going back of it. Now the battle in the corner. Ottinger looks over his left shoulder. Puck goes back of the net. Suter to Klingberg. Lost it. I think he thought it was in his sweater.
I think it was.
Yeah. Suter out to center ice. Robertson unable to capture. Murphy to Strome. Firing it in. It bounced off Ottinger and just wide. Taves spun down to the ice by Klingberg. He wanted a call. Radulov unable to get it out. Hagel to Taves in the corner. Trying to get away from Dan O'Rourke. Strome reversing against Gurianov. Murphy's waiting for it in the high slot. Now he drifts to the right wing boards to keep that point covered. He'll snap it over. Shot. Save. Ottinger had to go over on that bid from Caleb Jones from the left point. 4:25 to play. Hawks with some zone time here, and now finally Gurianov's able to help push it to center.
Stars desperately needed a change here. They don't get everybody off, and here come the Hawks.
Strome, and Ottinger says, let's settle this thing down right now.
Yeah. Tensions rise, Ralph, as it looks like things are picking up. They're playing each other a little bit more physical. And a little bit of chippiness between Suter and Hagel right there.
We thought it was Hagel's goal. Kubalik, you go right in front. That's where they come from. He's the first guy in line, tied. This one will get him talking.
I love that podcast. I listen to it on my way to the rink every day.
Do you?
PB, Charlie, the crew. Great insight and analysis. Keeps me on my toes with all things Blackhawks.
They're good. DeBrincat shot it. Kane's loose in front. Tried to get away from Faksa. McCabe, Kane, Faksa, very diligent two-way player. Radek Faksa banked it out to center ice. Lindell from Heiskanen, shooting it in. Lankinen lets it go. All the way around, it's Kane. Tried to slide it up past Heiskanen. Clever guy. Both of them are. And there's Heiskanen pitching it in.
Heiskanen, a first-round pick from 2017 and one of the best defensemen in the league. He's been in the Norris conversation earlier this season. And with Dallas struggling, his production has tapered off a little bit, but he's a key part of this Stars team, which is why he signed an 8-year extension with them.
Yeah, now here's an offside against the Stars at the Chicago line. And yeah, as the Stars have gone, so too has Miro Heiskanen gone. They were ready to send him the trophy about a month into the season, and now
a little premature.
Yeah.
A little premature. I was reading a stat today. I don't think no Finnish-born player has ever won the Norris.
Huh.
And no one for the Stars has won the Norris trophy.
Nope, that's right. I know that one. There he is. I know some Swedes.
A couple of good Swedes.
Yeah.
It's a big hit there on Stillman from Pavelski.
There's Robertson as the Stars have their top line out here. Trying to go ahead again. Hawks have never led, but they've rallied. Kubalik, who tied it not that long ago. Long pass for Kurashev. Suter hunts it down first. Klingberg, his partner. Both teams change. 2 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the third. Here comes Suter to center ice. Driving it out of the corner. McCabe plays it off the hop and then blew a tire. Sagan left it for Gurianov. Into the middle, Murphy. Good pass ahead. Here come the Hawks. And Hagel had to reach for that to tap it over. Pitchfork battle along the near boards at center. And Hagel gave it to Gustafsson off Strome and in. Miro's back on the ice. Gurianov shook the check. Here he comes. Firing it wide of the net. Seth Jones, first man back. And Hagel. Neat little pass ahead. Stars are in good shape here. They got 4 at the line. And as Chicago changes, Jones retreats to re-engage. That's 38-22 Dallas.
With the exception of Dallas's top line, the Stars haven't been nearly as aggressive sometimes on the forecheck in this game as Nashville was against the Hawks last night. And it's given their defense some time to get out of the zone. Get up the ice quicker.
And there's Heiskanen eluding the Hawks forecheck, getting it to center. Battle right in front of the Hawks bench. 90 seconds away from going past 60 minutes.
You mentioned how the Hawks, they haven't led in this game, but one thing Derek said about them is he likes the strength that he's seeing from this group and that they're in every game. Even last night when he said they have an off night, they still are in the game and give themselves a chance to win. And tonight was not easy. They faced a lot of adversity early on, and now they're battling to at least try to get a point out of this game tonight if they can do that before heading home.
Ripped from the pile, final minute. Here comes John Klingberg. Smooth skating. Away from Kurashev to fire it in. Jones will get there and pick it up in stride. Doc, nifty pickup between the skates. Kirby Doc with Strome heading to the front of the net. Back to Jones. Slow moving pass though, allowing Raffl time to clear.
Well defended by Caleb Jones. The Hawks could have been in trouble right there if he doesn't chip that puck in and try to get it in deep.
Half a minute remaining in the third period. Lankinen set it up. Caleb to Seth. The brothers Jones advancing. Skyward from Taves. Knocked down. Here comes Hagel toward the net. Dragging the pile with him. Couldn't get the shot away. Taves holding it in against Ben. Strome dealing it deep once more. Heiskanen and Lindell and Ben and Lindell. They'll rag it out. And we're going past 60 minutes tonight. The Hawks. Big effort to tie the game. 3-on-3 overtime is next in Dallas for a 3-3 game at American Airlines Center.
5-minute major as Pavelski put 2 past Lankinen on the power play to take a 2-0 lead for Dallas early on in the first period. But the Hawks battled back. Bend but don't break seems to be their motto. A nice tic-tac-toe passing sequence. Alex DeBrincat, the birthday boy, puts that one home. But it's not over as the Stars keep their foot on the gas pedal right after to take the 3-1 lead. Back and forth, Dylan Strome executes, and then Kubalik gets a piece of that one from Hagel at the point to tie it up at 3. The Hawks will get away from tonight with at least 1 point. There's the birthday boy, Alex DeBrincat, out to start for the 3-on-3 overtime. And Ralph, your last rodeo, how about an overtime win for the Hawks? Wouldn't that be nice?
Love it. This is a big overtime here, yeah, for the Chicago Blackhawks. They'd love this extra point to creep within 2 of the team right above them in the standings, the Dallas Stars. First game past 60 minutes for Dallas since November 4th. Heiskanen, Faksa, and Raffl. Okay. Jones, DeBrincat, and Kane. We've seen this before. Heiskanen leaving it. Raffl cutting in. Into the high slot for Heiskanen.
Hawks catch a break on that one.
Yes, they did. Michael Raffl. Heiskanen shot it, blocked. Seth Jones was there, so was DeBrincat. Faksa rescuing the puck. Turning toward the net, and it's tipped away. Kane's gone. It's a 2-0. DeBrincat to Kane. Breakaway to win it. 88. Left it. And he didn't get much on that, and here come the Stars the other way. Off the change, it's Hintz. Into the zone with Gustafsson back. Faksa barreling in, and Kane had him on the back check.
Well, Faksa gave Lankinen a big body on that one.
Penalty coming up against the Hawks. Delayed call. Their net is empty. Klingberg will go back. 4 minutes remaining in the third.
Kane is gassed right now, is just end-to-end. He misses his opportunity, comes back, and I believe it's going to be him going to the box.
Pavelski all the way around behind. Robertson, Klingberg. Hintz standing in front of the net. Klingberg. Pavelski has 2. Down to Robertson, centering feed. Hintz couldn't pull the trigger, and there's the whistle. 3:27 remaining in the 3-on-3 overtime, and Patrick Kane is headed to the penalty box.
Well, that's not who you want in the penalty box for 3-on-3 overtime, but it rarely happens to Patrick Kane where he gets an opportunity like this. It's almost a 2-on-0, but he just loses control of the puck on the way, and then the Stars come back the other way and nearly get one, but Lankinen takes one to the body on that. He's been so tough all game, and it's tough to see Kane in the box for the next couple minutes.
Patrick Kane's 26th game of the season. Last night he took his first minor penalty. Tonight he takes his second. And so Kevin Lankinen, who's seen a lot of rubber tonight, the Stars have taken a timeout to figure out how they want to do this, and it will be a 4-on-3 power play. Kaylee, how do you play it if you're Chicago?
Well, the Hawks, they've faced adversity early, like I said. The 5-on-3 with the bench or with the major to Connolly, and they're just going to have to hold that triangle down low, try to take away that seam pass as best they can, and they've got their big guns out there to start. This face-off is where it begins, though, Ralph.
It will happen to Kevin Lankinen's right. Taves, Murphy, McCabe.
McCabe and Murphy, 2 players not afraid to block shots and get in front of it. We'll see if they can help out Lankinen here.
Ripped out of the zone. Klingberg has to give chase. Pavelski hits and Robertson with John Klingberg, whose next game-winning goal will tie Sergei Zubov for the all-time mark on the franchise, and this one's hacked all the way down the ice.
Nice diving play by McCabe. I liked his game a lot tonight. He's made just some little defensive plays, stick plays that have been difference makers in allowing Dallas to hold possession in the offensive zone or not.
Hintz. He'll wheel away. Carpenter with the luck. Pavelski to Hintz to Pavelski across. Klingberg. Shot, score! Johnny Klingberg wins it for the Dallas Stars.
Klingberg just dropped down low smartly. He knew he was going to get that pass across. That's the one you don't want to give up, but He does a great job, has an extra second to place that one in the open net exactly where he wants, but tic-tac-toe passing, it's too fast, and Lankinen doesn't have time to move from right to left in his crease and try to get a handle on it. And there's Jake Ottinger. Happy to get that second point. He was excellent for the Stars in net as well, and he's been solid for them all season long. The Stars finally get back in the win column, Ralph.
Big game effort tonight. Thanks to the crew. Thanks Kaylee Chelios and Jenna Rose. I'm Ralph Strangis. PB and the boys take us home.